Hey guys, this is Namkraft. What's going on? Welcome to This is a Starcraft English commentary. This is going to be a hand-picked, awesome, guaranteed to be juicy, explosive, orgasmic, ejaculative game release handpicked by me, Namkraft. I know that some of you have been angry with me in the past few days because I've been releasing my videos without my sexy voice. I know that you all are homosexual sons of a guns. So, you know, to be fair, I will give you something else in compensation. I'll give you something to kind of soothe your pain, and that is going to be my sexy body. That's right. Namkraft sexy body revealed at 10,000 subscribers. No, just kidding. I don't want to reach 10,000 subscribers. I know I've told you guys know that I want to remain small and humble and nimble, just like the size of my sexy body. So with that in mind, I want to keep my subscriber count down to about 1,000. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, don't subscribe to it. If you have subscribed already, click the desubscribe button and click the donate button. If I get to $10,000 donation total, I will reveal my sexy body part by part. Actually, there's no donate button. I don't know how you could actually send me money there. It's actually very, very difficult for any of you to send me money because I've been not receiving a lot of donations. So it must be very, very difficult to send $1 across the globe. I mean, you must be, finding a trader who's willing to trade for a communist country. You must find somebody who knows how to exchange US dollars to the currency of my country, because my currency is actually not well known around the world, and that currency is trash. Anyways, 25,000 of my currency trades for $1 is so insanely bad. This is the reason why you guys have not been donating, and I understand it completely. But anyways, back to this game. It's gonna be a nice epic encounter between two very big names, Starcraft legends. Here it's gonna be Flash versus Bisu on the map, Roaring Current, two epic names and an epic map. So that is enough ingredients for a nice sexy night of smoking hot, arousing, sensual of the meeting encounter between these two players. Maybe just give you some information as the game has just started off. Looks like Bisu is going to be going for top Nexus. He's counted his enemy very much correctly here, and he has seen everything as the usual. This is going to be the map, Roaring Current. Bisu located at the top right of the screen in the green color, and Flash at the bottom left in the white color. Bisu is not very happy with something. I'm not so sure exactly what it is because I don't speak Korean, but here are the map stats. As you can see, Roaring Current, 54.4% win rate. I mean, this map is alright. I mean, 10 players don't want to complain. This entire scene of ASL, they've had nothing but good maps against Protoss, so they should not complain. And Roaring Current, it's not the best map, but it's still more than 50%, so that's what we have going forward. But anyways, now Bisu's going to be looking out for that early aggression, some kind of Marines post, some kind of SCV train. If he doesn't see it, he's going to have a good time to actually counter-attack here. This map, keep in mind, it's a two-player map, so this scouting path is quite long. It takes a while for the rushing SCV trains to arrive into the enemy's base, so I think this is a very nice comforting factor for Bisu, and you just need to actually watch out for those kind of signs, right? For example, some SCV trains or some Marines are going way too far from the main base of the Terran player, things like that. But otherwise, I think he should be pretty much primed to prepare himself for the mid game. And the mid game, of course, we all know it is going to be something air related because this map is all about air. But still, there could be some mind games going on. For example, we've seen some instances where one of the players, was expecting, what is it? It's actually not a B, but Protoss versus Terran matchup, but I think it was Protoss versus Zelle. I think Soma versus Soma versus Bisu event, where, Bisu, the Protoss player was expecting something like air related, but instead it was like a big Zerling rush. Things like that could be underway here, so let's keep that in mind. But yeah, anyway, so far looks like we don't have any aggression coming out yet from Flash, so this means that it could be something else. It could be, for example, air attack, but don't rule out the possibility that it could actually be a 3 command center build, right? Because Bisu's completely in the dark. He doesn't see the expansion, and this probe, is he going to be allowed to see this expansion? He's gonna, hang out here, but it's not, maybe 4-minute mark in the game is not exactly the time that Flash could be putting down an expansion, a 4th base, a 3rd base, and there's going to be a vulture. So I think that Bisu has seen that, and his probe is going to have to run away. Looks like the vulture is going to try to take this other path towards Bisu's expansion. He's got a Dragoon there to block, but let's see how fast and how good is that blockage from Bisu. It's gonna be picture perfect. It looks like the vulture gets right through, and Bisu, how is his reaction? He's not very happy. Once again, you see Bisu is opening his mouth wide here. The vulture will start to take the mid and post running away. 1 probe kill, maybe 2 probe kills, but that core is blocking very nicely, and Bisu is gonna be able to clear that vulture with a minimum damage here. But we all know that lost mining time is also quite important. And as you can see in that encounter, Bisu was, his entire probe line was sent to the assimilator for like 5 to 7 seconds, and that's a lot of money, right? Because we all know that it takes what, 2 or 3 seconds to mine a mineral patch, right? So that means 2 trips you lose, and for 20 probes, that is a hell lot of money. So I don't know if it's actually better to let the enemy take a few probes killed rather than send everyone to the assimilator like that. Anyways, if you have some insights on that, let me know, because I'm actually not a good player. I'm just a terrible talker. So this is all that I know from myself. Anyways, looks like the game is gonna stabilize. We don't see any kind of aggression from Flash. You know, out of that early attack with the vulture. So it might be a triple command center build from Flash here, unless I'm missing something. Or maybe Flash is expanding secretly somewhere else. But of course, if he's got a starport, he's gotta be going for the attack. It would be very strange for him to take an expansion with a dropship without actually going for the attack here. So that's what we should expect. But for now, we're going to be looking forward to Bisu moving over his observers. I think he's good observers first in the shadow. So I guess it's going to be the time for me to start to review some elo stats to let you know what exactly everyone is standing this week, or maybe just a few hours ago. Flash is number 1 at 1471 elo scores, and Bisu is standing there at number 10987, number 7 at 1349 elo scores. So slightly behind Flash, but not by much. And in terms of the win rates, in the last 30 days, do I have that information for you? I think I do. There it is. Flash in the last 30 days against Protoss players has played about 7 games only, but he's won 71% of the games. So that means he's won about 5 games out of 7, right? And as for Snow, not Snow, excuse me, Bisu against Terran is about just 40% out of 30 games. So how much is that? That is 12 games out of 30 games. So I'm so good at maths. Anyway, something else I want to show you possibly is going to be the accomplishments by rounds of ASL and the ASL points. As you can see, Bisu, his current ASL points is very much similar to Flash. This is up until Season 19. This is not including Season 20 results, guys. So Bisu's got 5,612 ASL points, and Flash got 5,606 ASL points. So interesting results. Of course, Flash has not been participating in ASL for a long time, but his winning of the 4 ASL still count. But of course, it decays over time, so this is the reason why you know, the scores from Flash actually not that great. But anyhow, let's get back to this game. Looks like Bisu has seen that the enemy has gone for triple command center build, and his observer is scouting around. We're going to be going for the Shadow and Reaver attacking from Bisu. Let's see how much damage he can do. Very surprisingly, we don't see signs of carriers or any early starports. So, you know, this is kind of like mind games to the core here, because Bisu is expecting some kind of, you know, very early aggression in the air from Terran, and it's not coming. And of course, same as Flash. Flash is possibly expecting carriers now, but it's not coming. So what is up with that? And it looks like Bisu is going to try to take this 3 o'clock position. This is going to be a nice move. This base is usually safest for Protoss player to take this early stage of the game. So I guess it's going to be the time for me to start to thank some of my fans who supported me in the last days before any kind of big battles happen. So this is going to quickly show you their photo. This is Mr. Property Management, rich kid from the United States of A. I need to know your Gmail address. You have been a donator I think about 2 years ago, but you suddenly came back. I don't know why you decided to come back. Maybe you broke up with your girlfriend. You thought that, you know, I was the best match that you could ever have in your life. And anyhow, that is great. So Mr. Property Management guy, rich guy, thank you very much for your support in the last 30 days. Who else do I want to thank? The next person I'd like to thank is going to be Mr. Chen from Taiwan. How you going? I mean, do you actually live in Taiwan? That is very surprising that we have any people who is watching Starcraft outside of the US and China and Korea and Spanish countries and German and Poland and Russia. Anyways, the shuttle speed is going to be coming in. So next time, Mr. Bobby Fisher. I don't know where you're from, but anyways, Mr. Georgie from Peru, thank you very much for your support, and please send me your Gmail address. Jury Sensei, thank you very much as always. You have always been supporting and translating those ASL videos. Anyways, the Shadow is taking some damages, but the shield only is been damaged if health is still intact. Mr. McDonald, don't swear on my channel, my friend. Don't swear, don't swear. Just express your thoughts and, you know, and wild dreams about me. You don't swear. You don't need to use swear words. That is reserved for our private encounters only. Mr. Peter from Poland, how's your brother? Mr. Seaway, what is it, C Norway, thank you very much. And Mr. Sullivan from Poland, have you talked to Peter from Poland about what is going on in Poland? Thanks very much for your support. And last day for the rest of you, if you want to watch this kind of videos early without ads, and my personalized shout out to any of your comments and inquiries, please go ahead and support me by sending some money, some donation to my Revolut account. That is going to be longk, or my Zelle account, namkraftvn@gmail.com, or PayPal, or whatever, Binance. All of those are described in the video description in a single unified link. Go there and you will find the various way for you to buy me coffee. $1 help, $2 help. But you know what is best? $1 repeated payment. How about just put $1 on it and just forget about it for the rest of your life? $1 for your entire life every month to send to Namkraft. It's not a big deal, right? You don't have to actually go to the post office to actually send it. You can use any of these online links. But anyways, back to this game. What exactly we're seeing? Bisu's going to try to engage. He's about to lose his Shadow with his Reaver inside it. but he's at the last minute he's gonna be able to save it. Let's check out Bisu's mouth now to see. Oh my God, Bisu is screaming because something is happening. He's not very happy with it, and I guess yeah, he's losing that shot on Reaver. Is gonna be very much damaging for his mouth. But anyways, he's gonna go back. There's a bit of rain on my side. I'm just gonna turn on the noise filter. I don't know why there's so much rain at this hour. It's ridiculous. Anyways, it's gonna be a big attack onto Bisu's fourth base, excuse me. And it looks like the shadow's gonna come from there. We will take a great shot on the double tank, and another shot will kill the double tank. He's gonna try to go for it. He goes for it. The shadow is still alive. Goliaths are not targeting the shadow. Neither are they targeting the Reaver. So both allowed to live here, and this attack from Flash has been cleared out, and Bisu has kept his base. As you can see on the minimap, Bisu has two very nicely placed observers. This one right here, this one right here. He can see the flow of the troops from Flash's main base, and that's going to be a problem for Flash. Flash has not been actively, sniping observer. Now he will snipe one of the observers, and there's going to be a shuttle coming from Bisu. He's going to try to. I think this is going to be more of a buying time move than actually trying to do any kind of damage. There's going to be observer spotting inside of Flash's main base. He's seen it. Observer is still alive. There's going to be another turret coming down, and he's going to try to drive those reinforcements, those Goliaths back. And there's a tank. The shuttle is going to land a Zealot. The Reaver will take a shot. He's going to try to take a shot against the SCV. That is going to be a dead. The Reaver is as good as dead. It's so red. And Bisu will try to escape now. It is going to be just buying him about 10 seconds more to actually save his a new base from coming up, and maybe make time for his Templar Archive upgrades, and also if his Zealot with Leg thing is done now. So I think Bisu is going to be having just a few more forces to defend against the upcoming move. So you know what, in 2025 Starcraft, Terran versus Protoss, especially from the Protoss side, it's just about buying time. It's just about trying to survive until you have enough high Templars. You have double robotics, and you have maybe Templar energy, and you have sufficient gas to counter any kind of threats from the Terran side. It's all about that. You don't actually need to win any engagement. You don't actually need to take more bases than the 10 players. You just need to survive. And now Bisu's going to try to engage it. Those tanks are very big clumped up together. There's going to be high Templar dropping. The first storm is great. The second storm has not come to fruition here. It was denied. Flash has sniped the second high Templar, I believe. So now those tanks are actually still alive, and those Dragoons will melt very quickly. So the high Templar, I'm not sure exactly if it's going to energy side. It doesn't have any much energy, and Bisu's going to have to fall back now. He saves about 6 of his Dragoons, and those tanks are going to start to encroach upon the 4th base. Maybe this is really not the 4th base, this is the 3rd base for Bisu, and he loses yet another Dragoon. He might lose one. Let's pull back to actually let the cannon take the bait. Goliaths are not targeting the fire on the Zealot and the Shadow, and a lot of stuff's going to be dropping. High Templars will actually cast a great storm that hits 2 tanks. There could be another storm. Reinforcement coming from inside of Bisu's base is going to be arriving just a few seconds later. So I guess this push from Flash might fail. He casts another great storm, but Flash has moved his tanks out of dangerous way. He's got about 5 tanks remaining, and they are in siege position. Zealot will move forward here and try to drive the splash damage onto the other tanks. Not bad, not bad. And Flash has been very smart to only keep one of his tanks siege. The other tanks are pulling back. And now all of those siege tanks have been destroyed. Bisu's going to pick up the rest of the Zealot inside the shot. It's going to pull back. It's going to be very, very careful. This prop line is going to have to lose himself. There's going to be a Reaver supporting from the backside. Bisu 1,000 minerals and 700 gas. I guess he need to make more forces from his gateway. And he's in risk of losing an expansion. Keep in mind that behind this Flash doesn't have a 4th base here, the 9 o'clock. I'm not so sure if Flash has got another base somewhere on this map. I guess not. Now, there's going to be a very tricky situation here. The 4th base of Bisu, there's a lot of mines because Bisu doesn't have an observer here to spot. As you can see, there's a lot of mines eating up those Dragoons. And Bisu needs to stop attacking with the Dragoons. He needs to actually attack with the Zealot. He's going to be losing so many Dragoons. He's pulling back here, and he's got more forces from inside the Shadow. He's not yet engaging. It doesn't have enough support from in the form of Dragoons. So it's going to be waiting here, and that Nexus will start to burn away. There's a Reaver here. Bisu's going to try to expand. He's put the pile in the wrong location. He's going to put it back now. As you can see, okay, it looks like there's a mine there at 12 o'clock position. Bisu's not allowed to take it. And Bisu's going to have to try again. Once again, 860 minerals for Bisu. We're looking at a 30-minute mark of the game, and that Nexus will start burning very, very soon. Bisu's going to some Zealot. Why doesn't he engage now? I think it's enough. Maybe he needs to actually clear the minefield with one of the Zealot. There's going to be a nice scan here from Flash to see. It looks like Bisu's going to allow the Nexus to fall. No, he's going to try to move to it. We're very good for the Zealot to pull across. And we don't see any Goliaths. There's got to be a high Templars. Where's the high Templars? There's a Reaver. The Reaver's going to take a few shot reinforcement from the backside. Reaver is very damaged. He's going to pull itself apart. There's going to be a tank that's going to target that Reaver. That Reaver is safe because that tank from the southern side has been sniped. But the Nexus is down. The Nexus is gone. So Beast is temporarily down to just 3 bases. He's going to have to go for a major attack. He's got triple shadow with Reavers, with high Templars, and a Zealot inside. As for Flash, he's got a 4th base coming up. As you can see, these minefields have been reset up on this bridge. So Beast is going to have to access it using air, not by ground. He's going to fly across the map. He's going to just maybe skip the 4th base and go somewhere else. Exactly. He's going to try to go inside the main. He's seeing it. He's moving his triple shadow around. What kind of chance is going to go? He's going to be very careful. There's going to be some forces coming from the gateway. There's going to be some Goliaths. Good target fire from Flash. The double Reavers. What a Reaver got targeted upon, and that died instantly. The second Reaver's going to be alive to actually need to snipe the Goliath. The Goliath's going to try to target down the Shadow and the Reaver. That Goliath has been targeted by the Zealot as well. Both the players are just playing eye for eye, teeth for teeth, nail for nail, skin for skin, body for body here. But of course, neither of those players have sexy bodies like mine, so buy me a coffee because I know that all of you love my sexy body. Some nice engagement happening. It looks like at the last minute, those shadows and reavers might be able to escape it. There's still a few turrets on the north side, if I believe. There it is. There's a turret, so those turrets can actually not leave here. The reaver will take a few more shots, but now the Goliath sniped the shadow. Reaver will maybe get trapped in the corner and actually go for one last shot, but that's a lot of time for Bisu. Bisu got a supply block now. 151 supply for Bisu versus 155. He actually will go for another Nexus at some point in the future. The 12 corruption. Bisu is trying to actually hold this bridge once again. Bisu with about 3.5 bases and Flash like about 4 bases. So Flash should be the one who's going to be winning here. But with Templar strategy in 2025, it's not so clear. It's not so clear that Terran can win with just, same number of bases as Terran. This is why one of my viewers, Wo29 or whatever is your nickname, you always seem to assert that, Terran can win with, 2/3 of the supply. I think in 2025, Protoss can have even supply with Terran and can still win. Can still do it if it's got double robotics and has a nice flow of gas and shuttle with speed and possibly high templar with energy, then they can have easily same number of supply as Terran. They can still win. This is speaking from my experience watching and casting more than 2,500 games. Of course, I don't know anything about Starcraft because I'm not actually a good player, but from my experience, statistically speaking. Anyways, there's gonna be 4 tanks coming. Bisu has exhausted most of his high templars. So it's going to be backing up, and Flash is allowed to save his 4th base. This is nice. Of course, the game is far from over, but I think Flash still has got a slight advantage in terms of base count. But Bisu's going to land some 6 storm. That is a great storm to hit 3 tanks. Flash immediately pulls one of the tanks back. How good is Bisu in this engagement? How is his mouth doing? Let's look at his mouth is closed, which means he's very much focused and very calm, cool, collected, and composed. Good storms out of those SCVs dying very, very quickly here. Observers are trying to eat those tanks alive. As you can see, he's pulling the observer onto the tanks. I'm not so sure exactly for what. But yeah, the observer is going to actually leave the scene now, and Bisu's going to reinforce. As you can see, the way to play Templar strategy is make only 20% of your army as Dragoons. Then the other 40% is Zealot, and the remaining 40% is High Templars. That's the best army composition ever. Dragoons actually not needed at all. They're only there so that the Vultures don't eat the Zealots alive. That's it. Anyways, there could be a few more storms. It's going to be great preemptive storm, but Flash has seen it. He's going to back up here. Observer could actually see the rest of these Vultures. Another storm could be deployed. The tanks on the backside is going to be very, very good storms. The Vultures are going to be pulling up at the right moment. There's going to be some siege mode locations. Bisu, there's another great storm that hits 2 tanks. Another great storm, but the Zealots are pulling back too late here, and I'll get the shit a bit damaged. Not so good for Bisu, but anyways, he's gonna be able to hold it. 5 bases of Bisu and 4 bases from Flash. You know what? I actually don't know about Flash's starport. Did we see a starport somewhere? But around this time, Flash need to be making a starport. I started to think about the other bases on this map, and maybe started to think about the 3 o'clock position. One of the theory I have is that maybe Flash has expanded already. And he actually doesn't want to harass the 3 o'clock position because he doesn't want to trigger any kind of alarm on Bisu's radar. He wants Bisu to think that that Flash doesn't have a starport and that his 3 o'clock is safe. But in reality, Flash has taken a lot of other bases. And it could be possible. Flash should have taken this base here and this base at the bottom side, right? But of course, this is all theory. I think in reality, these 2 players are so closely matched that they don't have money to actually go for any kind of luxurious builds. But sometimes, this is all about, this is what hidden base is about. You try to, save up some 400 minerals to go for an extra nexus. You don't send all of your probes there. You send just a few, and that's going to be a very nice way for you to actually get some small advantage in the future. Anyway, some good SV pool there. Actually, Bisu didn't have enough energy on his high templars. Anyway, he's going to back up. There's going to be another engagement on this bridge. Bisu with his Reavers could actually drive those Vultures back. Good targeted fire by the Vultures, but the Reaver will take some great shots. So many Vultures are dying, and Bisu has saved most of his units here. Those 2 Vultures will be trapped because there are some cannons at the 3rd base already. So this bridge has still not yet been penetrated from Flash. And the longer the game goes on, the worse, Flash is going to be trading against Bisu. Bisu is the better trader today. Bisu is the one who should be trading crypto, not Flash. Not Flash, because he's been trading so well. Look at those tanks, and unfortunately for Bisu, that Reaver took too much damage and died instantly, but it's going to be another Zealot drop, so all of those tanks will fall under the great storms on the tanks, and this is the kind of amazing trade the Templar strategy always enjoy. In 2025, even the likes of Flash could not do it in time. He need to have more turrets, more mines, more Goliaths, but he doesn't have enough. And there's going to be a Doom high templar drops here. I think there's going to be double storm. One first storm to clear the first group, and the second storm to clear out the rest of the storm. And Flash is going to be very much gas trapped. And good reaction from Bisu. He's won the game in the match. If you enjoyed this, feedback, and if you bye.